Hello everybody and welcome. I am about to fix one of the annoyances that I've got in this car, and it is the way this car starts. Basically, it needs the normal key in order to unlock the steering wheel, and then another key to switch the ignition and start the car. Not really the ideal to come with the two keys, a bit like a man with a briefcase kind of robbery anti-theft system.
The case was attached to his arm, so why didn't you drop it off?
Now, why does this car has this very strange arrangement? And the reason for that lies from when the first time I had this car. You see, just a few weeks before I sold this car back in 2004, the ignition switch disintegrated. It stopped working. I could not start the car with a key. I could turn the lights and the battery on normally, but then in order to start the car I had to hotwire the vehicle in order to get the engine running. Not ideal, of course. I sold the car with a fault, and also with the last few bits of the ignition switch that fell off, and give them to the new owner in order to get it fixed or even replace it. I certainly, during those weeks, I really could not find a replacement. Between then and the second time I've got the car again, it has passed 18 years and 2 owners. And what they have done is of actually fixing the whole system. They've just disconnected completely from the barrel and introduced this rather generic ignition switch. And the most incredible thing is, I did mention that the bits that fell off, I did give them to the new owner back in 2004. To my surprise, they're still here in the ashtray, exactly where I put them back in 2004. These bits have been here for 21 years. Unbelievable. Anyway, but this needs to be fixed. It's not really the ideal, especially because there's a bit of a risk that this can dislodge itself and then lock the steering while it's still being driven. But I went online and found one from another breaking E12. Luckily, I've actually found it last week. I've been trying to find these online, but only found brand new ones or some that would not be compatible. Quite expensive brand new ones, over £100. And this one, there was a guy breaking an E12, exactly the same plug and so on. And I'm going to get this finally replaced, get rid of this contraption, and then drive and start the car properly as it should. Now, I've only needed to remove the lower cowling. There's only 3 screws, 2 at the top and this one here at the bottom, which will reveal all the cabling that you see in here. So this will be a very simple job. This is the connector for the ignition switch, which was diverted to this generic key switch in here. And what I'm going to do is to unplug this one, earth and so on, plug the new one in there, make sure it does work, and then I have to take the body of the old switch out, which is in there. So there's a little screw over there that needs to be removed. This will pop out, and then I have to insert the new one back in. I have to make sure that the steering is actually unlocked, because and then the position on the switch, the new switch itself, is actually on the same one that it is in the key, otherwise it will never match. Of course, I do recommend that you switch the battery off when doing these sort of jobs. It's actually quite easy to remove. And then just plug this back in again. It's a little bit inaccessible, but I'm going to test if this is working fine. Can hear a click. Fuel pump, all lights are on and perfect. It does seem to be working fine. Marvelous. Now, using a precision screwdriver, I have to undo this screw very carefully. Some of them will be sealed with some paint, so just scrape it off it, but you have to be very careful not to lose this screw. Got it. It's right here. Make sure I don't lose it. Then this should pop. There you go. That sealed bit off. Now I'm trying to route the cable from underneath. It has some fixing bits on it onto the bodywork. This bit will go to the horn. Try to fit it through there. I'm sure it only goes one direction. Make sure that the hole matches with the hole from the holding screw, and you actually see it. Through. Make sure it's all pushed in, otherwise the screw will not go in. Now it's time to remove this silly arrangement. I already tried to unscrew this with a screwdriver. There you go. And pull this, push this in. Oh, it's quite stuck in there. Finally, this is off this weird thing that they've put in this car, which honestly might be good as a temporary solution, but not good as a permanent one. It just leaves me with a gap to fill, so I need to get a new blanking plug to fill this void in here, but that will be for another time. Might actually keep this in case this breaks. Well, hopefully not. But now I'm happy that my car now only needs one key to start. Lovely. Well, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. I don't know what the hell they have done, but this looks like an Alpine tweeter shroud. Very, very strange. No wonder the engine was botched so many times.